Mr. Prime Minister, thank you for talking to Radio Free Europe. Are you reconsidering any of the American proposals that have been put forward to you last week by Deputy Assistant Secretary Escobar?
Regarding dinar versus euro issue, it is the Central Bank of Kosovo which decides. And they have already decided. On 27th of December last year, we have, thanks to them, a new regulation which is going to enhance the integrity of financial system to fight illicit activities, financing of the terrorism. Therefore, we cannot allow sacks of cash dinars to come in our country. Only through financial official channels with full transparency, who sends to whom for what purpose. If there will be certain hardships on the ground, we have 10 steps within a 3 months transition period, again from Central Bank of Kosovo, which will be addressing those obstacles, and our government is here to help Central Bank of Kosovo. Kosovo must have a central bank. It's not an issue whether there should be dinar or not. Dinar is not banned in Kosovo, but euro is the only means of payment.
Which means that dinar is then banned?
Dinar, you can have savings in dinar.
In what bank can you have savings in?
There are 10 commercial banks in Kosovo. 2 are Kosovar, 8 are foreign. And it depends in which bank that Kosovo currently has. Official Belgrade will send the financial aid. We want people to have more money, not less money. But according to Article 11 of our Constitution, there can be only one currency as means of payment.
So will Serbia be eventually allowed to send dinar to Kosovo banks?
To Albanians in Preševa, Medveđa and Bujanovac, but not only to them, to these 3 municipalities, we have been sending 3 million euros, which the banks on the other side of the border turn them into dinars. The opposite will be happening in Kosovo. Serbia can send dinars, we will exchange them into euros, and Serbs of Kosovo can enjoy that financial aid.
However, Das Escobar said that he has put some proposals. On Friday, he confirmed to us that you have refused these proposals. Yesterday, we had Kosovo president saying that one part of the proposal was accepted. What happened during the weekend?
We are helping Central Bank of Kosovo. It's not me as Prime Minister who decides about this thing. We have a democratic state building where the competences and duties are separated. Therefore, I can only help Central Bank of Kosovo for smooth transition. There are different proposals, not
only
one.
Can you tell us some of them?
Not only, well, those who gave proposals, let them speak.
They said it's to suspend the implementation of this decision until one mechanism is put in place.
Suspension cannot happen, and suspension cannot happen in talking to me. Because it's Central Bank of Kosovo regulation which has been done by this independent institution. I have been elected in the Parliament of Kosovo. So has been the governor of Central Bank. Both of us, Mr. Ismaili and myself, have been elected in the same Parliament of Kosovo by these same MPs in this legislation. He does not report to me. He reports to the Parliament. Therefore, the insistence for me to become a dictator by dictating to the governor of Central Bank is a no-go, and it's not going to happen.
So if suspension cannot happen, what can happen in order to ease the life of Serbian population in Kosovo, which says that they're facing hardships because they cannot get their salaries/pensions? Just yesterday, we were in Klina's municipalities and talked to elderly people who said they haven't gotten their pensions in 2 months.
There are over 33,000 bank accounts for Serbs of Kosovo where they receive pensions, social assistance, allowances for their children, and so on and so forth. The fact that there are 4 ATM points on the other side of the border of Kosovo in territory of Serbia shows that when there is a will, there is a way. Serbia If they want, there can be a solution. But they have chosen the worst option. Again, they insist on cash. So Serbs from Kosovo can go to these 4 ATM machines and get dinars in cash.
It's not convenient for everyone.
Of course, but for this responsibility lies with Belgrade. Why not the governor of People's Bank of Serbia replying to the letter that Governor Ismaili has already sent? And in this way, 2 central banks can communicate and solve this issue. During the pandemic COVID-19, my Minister of Health, Aljbin Kurti, communicated with the Minister of Health of Serbia, Mr. Lončar. If 2 ministries communicated, if I meet with President of Serbia and Prime Minister of Serbia, if we sign Berlin process agreements, why not 2 central banks, 2 governors cooperate? And therefore you get a different answer in Klina when you go next time.
Are you willing to advise the Central Bank of Kosovo to extend the transitional period?
I am not advisor to Central Bank of Kosovo. I am only Prime Minister of Kosovo. You know, one job is already too much. I have a lot of work to do. I cannot also advise Central Bank of Kosovo.
What are your expectations?
The governor has his own advisors.
What are your expectations from the meeting today in Brussels? Even though you said you will not take this issue to Brussels, it is a matter of discussion today. Dinar, or the decision of the central bank, however you call it, what do you expect to happen today?
I hope for the best. The meeting in Brussels is a meeting that I'm not still aware whether it was bilateral or two bilaterals or one trilateral. I don't know. Sometimes you go for one topic and 2 other topics jump in on the table. It's not best organized, I must say. Therefore, I do not know how the proceedings will go, but it's a matter of hours when my deputy, Besnik Bislimi, will inform us what was going on there. I want normalization of relations, and I think that signing of the agreement, basic agreement, and its implementation annex can certainly annul previous violations on one hand, and on the other hand, can bring legal certainty for the future.
Since you mentioned the agreement, is the dialogue dead?
No, dialogue is not dead. The problem is that 8 out of 11 articles of basic agreement throughout weeks and months of last year have been violated by Belgrade, and that culminated with a letter that Madam Brnabić sent to EU27 saying that they are withdrawing their pledge to basic agreement because they will never recognize independence of Kosovo, never accept seat in Kosovo in UN, and likewise they are not going to respect territorial integrity of our country, which is fully in line with the terrorist attack of paramilitary group led by Milan Radojčić.
One of the issues that's been stuck with this agreement is the association. Can you tell us, do you accept the draft statute that's been proposed to you by the European partners?
5 special envoys came to this office on 21st of October last year. On 24th of October, 3 days later, I gave to Special Envoy Lajčák my capital remarks for this draft statute. So that draft statute has not been accepted by our government. And on 26th of October, I met with the big 5, Scholz, Macron, Meloni, Borrell, Lajčák, Charles Michel, and I told them that since they are insisting that it's a matter of urgency, Russian aggression in Ukraine is not ending. On the other hand, in the Middle East, it was like less than 3 weeks after Hamas terrorist attack on Israel. Let's do something big and fast. I said, okay, let's sign it tonight. Big package, basic agreement, implementation annex, and this draft statute. Even though I gave you this remarks, let's sign it together with European flag, German, Italian, and French flags behind us, me and President Vučić. It was refused. What more can I do? We are leaders who are supposed to turn into signed agreements the text that we have agreed upon. But obviously, President of Serbia said yes to the agreement in order not to sign, and now regrets for saying yes, as the letter of Madame Brnabić was explaining. I believe that whoever mentions association of Serb majority municipalities outside of the basic agreement or in front of it is serving to the quest of Serbia for Bosnization of Kosovo.
So if Serbia accepts to sign the agreement, would you accept the draft statute from the Europeans that was given?
I offered that on 26th of October. It was refused. We are not now in the 27th of October, you know.
The idea was also brought that you may draft another draft statute. Is that something you're considering?
In Brussels, I said that I cannot offer coffee without a cup. If you ask for coffee without a cup, I will show you empty cup. So the cup is the Republic of Kosovo. What is the legal source of the association? Is it Constitution of Republic of Kosovo or of Serbia? If it is of Serbia, why they are calling me in a meeting? If I'm there, it's Constitution of Republic of Kosovo. I wouldn't become Prime Minister if Kosovo wouldn't be a republic. So nothing outside of the package. No coffee without a cup. This is crucial to understand. Belgrade wants to put cart before the horse. It's not possible. There will be no movement, as we have seen since February and March last year. If international community says that we're going to put sanctions to Serbia for terrorist attack and for violating the agreement and declare Serbia a rogue state, then they can ask from me, Kosovo with internationals, to have a certain arrangement, and they can also engage with us. But once they have excluded Belgrade, but so far they keep insisting that the agreement that should be implemented is the one between Kosovo and Serbia, not between Kosovo and international community.
So what I'm getting is that you're not going to proceed with implementation without signing the agreement.
It's impossible. It would be a violation of the agreement. Article 7 speaks of self-management of Serbian community in conjunction with Article 10, all previous agreements. That is a legacy of my predecessors, 39 of them, including 2013 and 2015, is where the issue can be addressed. Basic agreement is mutual recognition, de facto mutual recognition, and only within basic agreement you can also address your request for association, not outside of it. What's the point of having an agreement and then asking for something 2013, 2015? They are asking for implementation of the agreements that they have done with my predecessors, and they are violating the agreement which they have done with me. We have to respect, all of us, the agreement that we have done in February and March last year.
Are you willing to go back to Brussels, sit with Vučić, and try to find a way out?
You know, there has been no meeting in Brussels which has been annulled or postponed because of my request.
But the High Representative is trying to bring you together. He's been trying, but it seems like he cannot. Who's not responding?
I think he should be asked for this. I don't know. I'm constructive, committed,
so you're willing
creative.
To go to another round of high political?
Always was. You know, I think this is the right question, but to the wrong person.
Because of this association and the situation that has happened after the dinar, the US is quite upset, and they say European partners are also quite upset. They also put into question the partnership with Kosovo. They said if you don't treat US as a partner, they will not treat you as a partner. What happens if US stops treating us as a partner? Kosovo.
Again, it's up to them to answer to this question.
Are you worried about it?
I consider United States indispensable ally, friend, and partner. But this does not mean that we have identical stance towards official Belgrade. I cannot view official Belgrade as Prime Minister of Kosovo, as citizen of this republic, with the eyes of State Department of Washington, D.C.
But I don't think US wishes bad to Kosovo.
No, but they do not see Belgrade as I see them.
Why?
We do not have identical stance. Number one, we have different experiences and histories. Serbia did genocide in Kosovo. Serbia did not do genocide in US.
But they were quite aware of everything that happened.
Course,
you had their back all the
but
time.
I think there is a difference when you experience it or when you are witnessing it. Witness and the victim are not the same person. Sometimes are, but not in this case. US is a great witness of Serbian genocide in Kosovo. But it is people of Kosovo who went through genocide with their bones and skin, with their life and dignity. And we cannot have the same viewpoint towards official Belgrade. Second is that US and Serbia have mutual recognition. Serbia does not recognize us. Serbia recognizes US. US recognizes Serbia. But Serbia doesn't recognize Kosovo, even though basic agreement says that there is de facto recognition.
Mr. Prime Minister, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you for the opportunity.